10 of the weirdest places that have been preserved. Plenty of historic places have been preserved over the years, such as the Tower of London and George Washington's Mount Vernon, but it is often surprising to discover some of the history-related venues preserved for patrons to tour. 10 Witch House. The large, ominous-looking grey clapboard house with lattice windows, previously known as the Corwin House, was once the home of Judge Jonathan Corwin, 1640 to 1718, who was one of the 2 judges conducting examinations of alleged witches during this time. 9 Body, California. As a result, body is preserved in a state of arrested decay. One of the most interesting things about this particular ghost town is how many personal belongings were left behind, mainly because it was too expensive for residents to have their possessions taken away when they moved, since the location was difficult to reach. 8 Franklin Castle. 7 Minuteman Missile National Historic Site, near Wall, South Dakota. In addition to all the complex equipment, the center is part nostalgia, with the vintage coffee pot still sitting in the snack area and reading material like Byte magazine and very old copies of Reader's Digest, once used to help cope with what must have been monotonous hours in this impenetrable bunker 80 feet, 24 meters, underground. 4. 6 Stavros Niarchos Foundation Parkway, Baltimore. 5 Alcatraz. Though some parts of the complex were damaged by fire and graffiti, the main cell block has been stunningly well preserved, giving visitors a realistic idea of what the living conditions were like there for inmates. 6. Folklore Psychiatric Museum. 3 Death Valley. In addition to preserving its natural resources, the formidable Death Valley also retains some intriguing man-made landmarks such as Marble Bath, literally a big claw-footed bathtub filled with marbles, brought to this scorchingly part of the Mojave Desert by someone who must have had an ironic sense of humor. 2 Ohio State Reformatory. Local activists were instrumental in preserving the Ohio State Reformatory. 1 Lizzie Borden House. Visiting the Lizzie Borden house and her grave, separating fact from fiction 4K. The site of an infamous brutal double murder may seem like an odd choice of venue for something as traditionally relaxing and hospitable as a bed and breakfast, but that's exactly what's become of accused murderer Lizzie Borden's former home.